The Bin Podcast Network. I couldn't even get it out. The Bin Podcast Network is brought to you by our patrons, whose continued support keeps the lights on. So thank you, Ali, Dutch, Leclerc, Vert, and as always, tons of mice. We love you. And now the show. Wrong one. Damn it. Hire a producer. Which makes me feel both seen and hurt. So how are you, Tim? We haven't seen each other in 12 hours. Well, Tim, let's just hope you were playing the stock market. Oh man. Deep Seek, huh? Like, you can't write this shit. You can't write this shit. NVIDIA. There you go. Like how, like, it's like 1.3 trillion, right? Like, it's crazy. Oh.
Not on my end.
Sorry, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda, in the chat. Thank you. You can say hi, though.
There. Maybe now I can be heard.
Let them hear you, Tim.
Let them hear me.
You know what it was? Because I have to mute the desktop audio when the songs are playing so that we can talk shit about the audience before we go live. And then I unmuted my mic to do the cold open, and then I forgot to unmute you. So, I mean, nothing. We'll cut that out in post. They won't hear anything.
Yeah, we totally do that.
Ah, dude. Well, good luck out there, all you. Like, how y'all get schooled, and then this costs like nothing.
Yeah,
like they did it for like no dollars at all.
And then it immediately got cyber attacked.
Well, they can't be. Hey! We got a good thing going over here. Don't be. What are you doing over there?
It immediately got cyber attacked, and they're like, "Oh, maybe we should restrict some of the registrations or put some security protocols in place."
Oh, now you care about cybersecurity. What happened to the cybersecurity when all these asshole AIs were scraping all of our data? They never warned us that it would just be, carbon copied and kept forever because thanks. I mean, I'm not going to fuck with this thing.
I'm not going to touch it. Listen, if the American government was going to ban fucking TikTok for stealing data,
yeah, dog.
This thing, boy, it's going to take all the data.
It's just going to learn the internet tomorrow.
But apparently Americans just want to learn Chinese, so
they could have done that for free. Just find your local Chinese restaurant, go work there. You'll even get paid.
You'll learn some Chinese. You'll learn the names they call you.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked at the Chinese restaurant, they called me apparently an affectionate name for fat boy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Like a little bow. Our little bow.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, what do you guys? What's my name over there?" And he's like, the owner was like, "Oh, it's like a family name for like big guy." I was like, "Oh, okay. So you're calling me fat guy?"
It was calling you pork bun. That's fucked up, dude. Right now that I said that out loud, I really want a fucking pork bun. Like real bad, like with the little pull it apart and the steam. Oh,
they're delicious.
We never go to the fucking Asian market unless the kid has like a doctor's appointment because it's like nearby. Now that she's getting older, she don't have appointments quite so often. I haven't been getting my fix of authentic Cantonese cooking, and that's kind of not fair.
I bought yesterday some kimchi, and I'm gonna
Mm.
make me some kimchi fried rice.
Ugh, I need to do some more cooking. Anyway, we're here for some sort of reason. Oh, sucks to suck everybody who
All
just
those,
who just put, I don't know, $50 billion into AI. I mean, I
yeah.
don't know who would do that. I don't know whose dumbass decided to what is this one?
Walk to the bottom of a windmill and take a look. It looks like a bird cemetery.
There you go.
No,
That's super genius. This fucking stocks look like a fucking bird cemetery. Dumb. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard about this.
Unprecedented order that puts a pause to all federal grants and loans at 5 p.m. today. This could be
Cool.
Cool. Does that mean I don't have to pay my student loans?
That's what I'm saying. They'll never go after the fucking good departments that we want to go. Like, go after the fucking Fannie Mae department. Get them.
trillions of dollars in funding that impacts programs and people in the United States and around.
See, this is what happens when you tweet for a living on your own social media, and then you just start like saying shit. Because this is probably like aimed at California, but he forgot that like WIC and food stamps were on there. Like, this dude is dumb.
Yeah. So a little bit of, I don't know what this guy's going to talk about, but he's freezing all foreign aid, all aid to non-governmental organizations, which are nonprofit organizations, which is a problem. And they're not adding Social Security or Medicare to that for now. For now.
For now. Just dumb. Like, I don't know. What does it say here? The use of federal resources to advance Marxist equity, transgenderism, which isn't a word, and Green New Deal, which never got passed, social engineering policy. Like, none of this shit happened.
So I'm very confused as to the whole Green New Deal thing because it never
We didn't get to do it.
It never got passed.
We
There
didn't
was
get
no
to do it.
AOC is very sure that her bill didn't get passed. And like they're all
Did
like, "Oh,
Trump
the Green New Deal."
sign it and we didn't know about it?
Maybe.
Maybe he said yes when he was drunk, and then he's like, "Oh shit, they know I actually said yes." Like, do we have a Green New Deal that he's not telling us about? Like, why does he keep talking about it like that?
And if we have a Green New Deal, then like, what's going on, guys?
I want some deals on all the green. Is that what we're talking about?
I think maybe Trump says Green New Deal in place of like green jobs, maybe, or like renewable energy sector. Like, I think that's his just cover-all term for renewable energy.
I don't know what, because again, guys, it didn't happen yet. It was just proposed. It never happened, Donnie. What are you talking about, you fucking dingbat? It didn't happen yet.
The researcher in me wants to now go out and ask like the general public, hey, do you remember when the Green New Deal got passed?
What do you hate most
and
about
watch
the
them
Green New Deal?
answer it?
Yeah, what
like,
do you hate most about the Green New Deal? How is your life affected by the policies implemented by the Green New Deal? Well, let me tell you, first things first, my pickup truck can't run on that sissy woke gasoline you're trying to get me to run on. I need diesel, and I mean diesel.
And then you'd be like,
corn.
All right, sir, I'm going to blow your mind. There is no Green New Deal.
It
never happened.
Say what? What did you say to me?
It's like the Obamacare affordable health care thing. They're like, I like the Affordable Health Care Act, but Obamacare, no.
No, Obamacare is bad. Affordable Care Act? Yeah.
It's good. It says affordable in it. It must be good.
It's right in the friggin' name. How can you not like it? Obamacare.
Oh, imagine if they renamed the Green New Deal like the Affordable Energy Deal or some shit like that.
The Trump will come on. No, it's actually the Green Obama deal. Don't take it. No. I'll just keep shoving his name into words, and then people won't like it.
But it's creating this like alternate reality where like laws got passed that never got passed.
They are actively fighting against something that didn't happen yet. They are swinging at somebody who hasn't approached them yet.
They're beating the dead horse of a bill they've already beaten.
It's already dead.
Stop hitting him. He's already dead.
The use of federal resources to advance Marx. Who told them who Marx was? And why didn't he finish telling them?
I think I would also like to know who people think Marx was. Like,
yeah.
I would be like, who is Karl Marx?
Hitler's brother. Like, they think he's got to be like Hitler's brother or something, because he's not that. Like,
is he one of the Marx brothers?
Is Karl Marx? Karl Marx, and then like he would do slapstick, and he played an accordion in the talkies. Like, what the that was his thing, accordion humor. Transgenderism is not a word. I don't know how to tell them that without them getting offended.
Yeah, being transgender is not an ism. You can't just slap ism onto everything.
Not a thing. And the Green New Deal social engineering policies. What is that? Green New Deal social engineering policies. What?
Doesn't social engineering have to do with like anti-Semitism? Like, isn't that like saying that the Jewish are engineering things? Like, come on, guys.
Is that a dog whistle?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, social engineering is definitely a dog whistle.
Definitely not Marxist equity and transgenderism.
All of it, really. I mean,
just whistling Dixie.
They're just all different kinds of whistles.
Hello, everyone in the chat. Billy and One Angry Brain Diz in the chat says, "Do you think they have actually read any Marx?" They haven't read the Wikipedia on Marx.
Yeah,
they're just going off of what other people's memes and gifs about Marx.
They're just like, "Oh, Marxism, that's bad. Get away, get away."
I don't even like markers. Is a waste of taxpayer dollars that does not improve the day-to-day lives of those we serve.
Sure, man.
You know what does, though?
Whatever.
$50 billion in fucking AI money.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. At the same day that all of your little investment went to shit, we don't really need to be fucking, like, feeding people. It's a waste of money. Eat AI, damn it.
Here's the problem. The money that they're taking away from the NGOs is important money to services the government refuses to do,
right?
Or can't do. Like, the nonprofit sector is gotta be flipping out right now.
Yeah. Because let's go on here. See what they said about the grants.
Because a lot of money comes from the federal government to nonprofits. There's a whole industry around it.
Projects, all of those could be impacted by this move. Now, we've heard a lot of top Democrats sound.
He needs to not make that face.
That face is like, whatever. Okay.
Oh, you gonna say something too?
Could be impacted by this move. Now, we've heard a lot of top Democrats sounding the alarm on this. We heard just this morning from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat. This is what he had to say. He posted on X, quote, "The U.S. Constitution does not grant the president this unilateral authority. In Illinois, we will stand against unlawful actions that would harm millions of working families, children, and seniors." Now,
you don't want zero problems, big fella.
Better leave us alone.
Hey, isn't that guy like a billionaire?
Yes.
Why is your governor a billionaire?
Because his family owns several companies.
I see. The oligarchy continues.
Mm-hmm. For what it's worth, he seems tameable. He's not like multiples of billions. You know what I mean? He's probably like 2.3 or something like that. You know what I mean? He's not in the Elon camp by any stretch, but he pays his tax. We make sure. We get a lot of good shit because of him living here, because we make his ass pay.
Our governor Ned Lamont is a millionaire, I'm sure. So
That's what you gotta do. Hey, you can have the money, but just know that we're coming for some of that because you don't need it all.
Now, we also heard from people on Capitol Hill who are arguing, again, that Donald Trump might not have the authority to do this. This is what Senator Chuck Schumer said in a statement last night. He said,
"Oh yeah, I don't care about Chuck Schumer. He can fall down a flight of dicks as far as I'm concerned." U.S. Constitution, Section 8, the Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't.
General welfare of the United States. Congress spends, right?
What you got to say, Doc?
Right. And not only is there a constitutional issue, but there's also a law.
Maybe that's just his face.
Which does address it.
Like, you know how Tucker Carlson always looks surprised? Like, maybe that's just this dude's face.
He's got the Labrador with the tennis ball trick face. Where did it go?
The Impoundment Act. And this, on its face, clearly violates that. I mean, the 45 days was just mentioned within the Impoundment Act allows for some temporary pauses, but the emphasis is on the transparency being required to Congress, that the executive branch would have.
Why y'all talk so slow?
Because they got to fill time. They got 24 hours to fill every single day.
Speaking of filling time, back to Dalton. The full report came out. I didn't know this. It came out last night. I would have watched it last night on my stream, but I didn't know. Here's the wrap up of what ex-Chicago Mayor, I almost said Tiffany Henyard, Lori Lightfoot found in her investigation of besmirched Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Bombshell findings disclosed in Dalton tonight. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealing her full report after a months-long independent investigation.
Casey Cronus is live there with the latest. Casey.
Yo, y'all did not have to send her to Dalton. It's cold as hell. Y'all could have kept her in the studio with a green screen and just move the weather over a little bit. Let her come in. That's fucked up.
Lightfoot walked residents through a 73-page presentation showing
I'm gonna need all 73 pages of that.
that for years there's been a blatant disregard of the village's purchasing policy, and even insurance companies have now declined to cover Mayor Henyard. A packed house on the edge of their seats, with the exception of Mayor Tiffany Henyard herself, who was a no-show for the reveal of a highly anticipated.
Yo, you know it's bad when the font is Arial.
Yeah.
When they was like, nah, I got to get through this.
And it puts the full name of the town up there. It's like, oh, the village of Dalton. Final report. Like that's ominous.
This is not a good sign. From a font perspective, I'm worried.
Report detailing her alleged
Oh yeah, should I guess? I don't want to guess. I was having to guess how much money is missing.
At least as early as late 2021. There was
Billy in the chat asked, "What's a comfortable income in the U.S.?" It depends on where you're at.
Yeah, different parts of the country have different basic needs.
I'd say like to be above poverty, like across the country. I think like somewhere between but unless you go to like New York or L.A. or downtown Chicago or something like that, but probably 50, 60K would be like what you would need to like live on your own.
Yeah, I think
have an apartment and be able to afford everything that you need and have a car and that kind of stuff. Probably like 50, 60K.
Yeah, the median household income is just under 60K, I think.
Yeah.
a concerted, systematic effort on behalf of Mayor Henyard and others in her administration to hide the true financial condition of the village of Dalton from the trustees and from members of the public.
Oops. Last April, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was tasked by a group of village trustees to independently investigate the village's financial situation. Lightfoot found that those trustees were intentionally kept in the dark when it came to spending.
By March 2022, the trustees were effectively cut off from receiving regular financial reports.
That's when I got wind of the story, is because they got everything turned off. They got mad about it. And then they told the the reporters found, like the local reporters found out about it, it got onto one news blurb, and then it just catapulted from there, because Dalton is like less than 50,000 people. It's very small.
Right.
But the fact that the trustees couldn't get into the books anymore. She had like taken away all of their access to see where like all the invoices, all of the approval documents where people were trying to get like their licenses and stuff like that. All of that stuff was taken away. Like they haven't been able to see what the financial situation or any of the back end transparency stuff that they would need. It's all been taken away. And she's just been lying about why they can't have access this entire time. She's like, if you have a question, just ask me. And it's like, nah, dog, what are you doing over there? And then nothing. Well, we found out it wasn't nothing.
Course of 9 months, Lightfoot delved into village credit.
Thanks for that, expensive country. Dude, this place is either a casino or a prison. Like, those are your options.
Yeah.
You either hit it big or you go to jail.
I think in Connecticut, it's a bit more expensive because we're like between New York and Boston, and everything that makes everything expensive. Like, I think Connecticut, it's probably $70,000 a year is what you need to like live comfortably.
Craziness.
Card transactions in 2023 charges.
Oh my God. Damn.
She was elected in 2021.
Damn, look
At
at
like
that.
the
It
beginning.
doubled every year. It doubled 2022 and 2023. That's what we call corruption.
And then look at when everything got popping, and then the report started. Look how much it went down. Yo.
Yeah, that means she like wasted $1 million.
My
Amounted
God.
to $779,000.
Mikey, do a casino prison short for us limeys. That's funny. I should do that.
On Amazon, more than 50 grand was spent.
I called it. I called it. Yeah. I told him it was $40,000 on skates. I told you.
On artificial ice tiles for a winter rink, but Lightfoot says these purchases were not done in compliance with the village's purchasing policy.
It's really
Because they were purchased on Amazon, and guess what? The village does not have an Amazon account.
criminal offense, in my opinion, how she have squandered.
I love her glasses on so many levels. They are in your face, they are different, and they are hers. I love it.
Our finances and to leave us in such shape.
And in March of 2023, Henyard allegedly...
Hold on, I gotta read this. As documented in this report, the village's FOIA process is fundamentally broken. This probably, and FOIA for our people across the pond, is Freedom of Information Act. So that pretty much means like, I mean, within some reason, I can go to City Hall right now or any City Hall, and I could say, hi, I would like to have all of the employees, if they have any disciplinary records, salaries, how many cops are there, all the cops' name. Like, I can just go in and ask for that. And they have, usually each state has their own thing, but in Illinois, I think they have like 14 days to comply. And then if they don't comply, I can sue the city or whoever it is to compel them to, they can have like financial penalties, and they still got to give me the papers that I want. And then if they take too long, then I can sue them for making me wait so long by depriving me my rights. And they got to give me the stuff that I'm asking for. So the way it's all set up is you're supposed to be able to redress your government and to look at what's going on under the hood, even if they don't like it. That's the FOIA. Anything to add, Tim? Hey, progress only.
I mean, around here, I know some people who work in City Hall and do FOIA requests in like local cities, and cities can be, let's say, combative about it. And sometimes they don't always comply with the timeliness you're supposed to with FOIA requests. And suing a city government is a lengthy and expensive process.
They ordered the village to...
Oh, right. We're supposed to read this. This problem leads to needless litigation, conflicts with the Illinois Attorney General, and a general feeling on the part of the public that the village is not transparent in its government operations. This FOIA problem has led to a significant lack of confidence in the operations of the village government. Fixes are obvious, and there are many model examples that the village can draw from. Hire and train a responsible FOIA officer. Obtain and use a reliable tracking system to document FOIA requests. Require all city departments to designate a FOIA liaison officer who is responsible for handling department-specific FOIA requests to ensure timely responses. Put those liaisons through FOIA training on an annual basis. Make all FOIA requests public. She pulled everything, even the notes from the meetings. She pulled all of it off the website.
Oh, well, you're not supposed to do that kind of stuff. The meeting notes are like public record. You're supposed to keep that up there.
She wouldn't even put on the agenda the clerk's approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
Yeah, like
she wouldn't even let her do it.
In my town, all that stuff is posted on Facebook. Like all the public meetings are on video. But there are times where they go into executive session.
Yeah.
And those aren't public. But besides that, everything else is no town is completely 100% transparent. There's always backroom deals.
And then if they have like I know with them they had a police involved shooting or an officer involved shooting with a loss of life, and there was a settlement paid out to the family. You can't talk about your legal business on camera on YouTube. You know what I mean? Especially if you're talking about like the victim and like how much you're paying to the family, stuff like that. Like that, I get you have to do that some stuff behind doors, but that should be at the end of your meeting after you've talked about all the stuff that the people have to care about.
Right.
Stop responding to Freedom of Information Act requests. Lightfoot writing that the village's FOIA process is fundamentally broken.
I am excited about the future of Dalton. I'm excited that the trustees have come together to bring light to...
I bet you $10 she fucking tries to get Trump to bail her out. $10. She's like, look, Trump, I tried to do a scheme like you and they caught me. Help me, please. The lesbian's coming for me. Help, DEI, help.
Where there was darkness.
The findings coming to light just 1 month before.
And also this lovely mayor who is also the supervisor of the township. So township would be more like county for you guys. Like it's like these are villages, not cities, because they have such a small population. So because they have such a small population, they don't have a lot of like the services that like a larger city would have. So the township is a bunch of villages who collectively can help pool their resources in to provide those services for everybody. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a small county.
So it's it sounds like regionalization.
Mm-hmm. So she's the supervisor for the township, and she's the mayor of this city. She makes a combined, I think, $300-something thousand. All
right.
But she's stealing all the money from the average income in Dalton is $46,000, but she makes $300,000 and she needs to spend all the town's money.
Light to where there was darkness.
The findings coming to light just
That's why she looks so good.
Before Henyard will seek re-election in the Democratic primary for mayor. Lightfoot adds her coverage was canceled in order for the village to get insurance for the 2024-25 period.
I think we started a new chapter some months ago, and it became with working.
That's Jason House. I'm going to try and get an interview with him. He's probably going to be the next mayor.
Together. I'm grateful to the administration or the staff that has been willing to support the trustees and what we've been doing, and I think we've slowly turned the page.
Late tonight, Henyard's attorney, Bo Brinley, issued a statement.
That dude is funny. You want to talk about dirtbag lawyer? Oh my God, that shit is hilarious.
Writing in part the idea that any credibility could be given to Lightfoot's findings about another mayor's financial decisions is preposterous. This is an effort by a failed political figure desperately seeking the limelight to which she is no longer entitled.
That's what she's doing it for clicks. See how people will just do anything for clicks. Look at her holding this investigation, looking into my spending and all this stuff. You know, she's just doing this for attention. Or she was hired by your board of trustees because you're fucking dude. If you made it, like, it would be one thing if she was like, yo, I really fucked up. I really like, how can I pay this back? Like, is there a path forward? And there probably would have been, and everybody would have worked with her, but just got too big for her britches. And she's just like, nah, dog, I got this. I got this. You don't got this. Jesus Christ, from Progress Only. He says, damn, our executive makes just under $200K for $33,000. Damn.
Yeah, our mayor makes about $150K, I think.
Y'all make a lot of money. Too much. So
too much.
So those were all the appetizers. This is the main course. So so this is Roland Martin. Oh, you guys can't see my cursor.
Uncle Roland.
Uncle Roro. Row your boat. He's on the Patrick Bet David podcast. And if you guys don't know who that is, he's insane. He's just an insane man who lies to people about all this financial shit. He runs a lot of multi-level marketing nonsense, like with insurance, where he hires people to sell insurance and then they have to hire other people to sell insurance. That's how it works, right? And he's at the top of the pyramid, so he thinks he's just like this brilliant strategic mind. Well, he's just a grifter. But he's more recently gotten way involved in politics ever since Trump came around, because now that there's a guy, who stands up for rich people.
Yeah.
He has some shit to say. Go ahead.
It's interesting, all of the grifters who've gotten involved in politics since Trump has come into office.
Right.
Like
now they care.
Yeah. Like Elon would be included in this. Like he was pretty apolitical until about 2015, 2016. And then he started saying, "Oh, I'm not going to vote with the Democrats anymore." And then he started being like, Trump might have some good ideas. And then, he's out there giving the Hitler salute. So
no, man, it was an enthusiastic, autistic gesture.
Yeah. Yeah. But like all these guys, all these like rich guys who had podcasts or whatever, even Joe Rogan's a comedian. He didn't do political stuff back in the day.
He got comedian jobs. Is he a comedian?
I would say technically, by the letter of the law, he has comedy specials, so he is a comedian.
But was it funny?
He got paid to do comedy. No. I think
if a comedian gets paid for bad jokes, is he really a comedian?
His most notable work is still what was that show?
Fear Factor.
Fear Factor. Yeah, his most notable work is still Fear Factor, but still horrifying.
Yeah, he sat there and watched people eat bowls of fucking earthworms.
Yeah.
Live earthworms.
Joe Rogan.
That's his claim to fame.
Yeah.
I said, holy shit, that's gross. And then they gave me more money.
But Joe Rogan, even at the beginning of his podcast, he wasn't political. He was just interviewing famous people.
Right.
Or he had a group of comedian friends who were on the show with him. Like, that's what they did. That's what the Joe Rogan podcast was, just him and his comedian friends fucking around. And now he's out there interviewing Trump and Elon and Jordan Peterson and all that shit. Yeah,
he's the groomer for the right now.
He got radicalized.
He got red-pilled. These boys are definitely red-pilled. Not Roland. Roland owns and operates the Black Star Network. If you guys haven't checked them out, you totally should. Or check out his channel. It's the same shit. You're going to get the same feed.
Are they doing this in a bank vault?
That's what their place looks like. I don't know the story behind it. Maybe somebody else knows. Hey, not all newbies are... No, not you.
Not newbies. Like, rich people, man. Rich people who get radicalized by the right.
You're not our grifter. You're our progress only.
Yeah.
And you get an air horn.
Black county in the country based upon home value.
All right, but Roland has this whole network, and he's this is just enjoy. I don't know. I don't even know how to talk it in. Here we go.
Just let it happen.
A lot of that is because of, again, contracting opportunities that came with Mayor, and Barry was mayor, and then coming out of that. Now, what you have, and when you're talking about the black community, and when you're looking at overall, you have to
crime. That's what he was talking about.
Look at the fact of the matter is this here. African Americans have been technically fully free Americans for only 53 years. 53. 64 Civil Rights Act, 65 Voting Rights Act, 68 Fair Housing Act, and you still were dealing with being locked out.
Okay.
When you look at it, look, it comes to money. If you're not having a money conversation in America, you ain't having a real conversation. And so when you talk about 400 plus years and you're only being technically free 53 years and you've been locked out consistently out of corporate America, I have actually met, which is sad, individuals who were the first African Americans to ever work at major companies, and they got there in 72, 73, 75, 78. And you're like, what the heck? So when you've been locked out economically, which has an impact on every single place in America, housing, health, education, then you see where we are today. But has there been progress? Yes. Has there been enough progress? No.
Roland, so if I can finish my question.
Yep.
Okay.
And now the trap has been set.
I'll let you go, but you gotta let me finish my question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
It's a dumb question.
If we have a leadership team running an insurance company for 5 years and the company isn't growing, you're gonna sit there and say, okay, cool. Hey, you know what? You guys don't go talk to the employees. We do. Great. That doesn't mean you're good to the employees. That just means you're going out there to talk to the employees and to brag about the fact that you're talking to the employees. Let's give them 5 more years. Let's give them 10 more years. Let's give them 20 more years. Let's give them 53 years. Fast forward today, if you can pull up this article, you're a data guy. 27 of the top 30 crime-ridden cities in America ran by Democrats.
Yep.
If they are all about blacks.
I'm going to actually read what he's going to not read. Oh, Tim's yelling at the dog. Get him, Zeus. Apollo.
Yeah, sorry.
Kill. You don't have to mute for him. He's not loud. Zero is like screeching. A new report shows that Democrat policies in cities and counties are responsible for rising crime rates in their otherwise red states. That's so funny. The Heritage Foundation, where have we heard that? Today,
oh, man. Well, if it's the Heritage Foundation, it must be true, right?
Released a 19-page report titled The Blue City Murder Problem that includes analysis on crime data and explores who is responsible for rising crime throughout the U.S. The Daily Signal is Heritage's multimedia news organization. I was about to say, that's the same people. Those on the left know that their soft on crime policies have wreaked havoc in the cities where they are implemented. Those policies, authors Charles Stimson, Zach Smith, and Kevin Diaratna, sounds great, who are scholars in the Edwin Meese III Center for Judicial and Legal Studies at the Heritage Foundation. Like,
wow.
Okay. But I'm just going to say that whole part because, he's going to just like highlight a sentence and be like, it says this. But
so this dude is quoting a study from the Heritage Foundation.
Yes. Run by people at the
source.
Heritage. Yes.
That's his source. Good independent thinkers over there at the Heritage Foundation.
Why are their policies ruining great communities?
Question for you. Pull it back up.
Yeah.
What's the root cause of it?
What is it?
No, I'm asking you. No. You raise it up. No. You said 27 of the top 30 crime-ridden cities.
You're the expert.
No. Here's the deal, though. If you're
I'll read the article for you. Pull it up.
If you're going to ask a question, if you're going to ask
he said, okay, what does it mean?
Question. Yeah. What I need you to do is I need you to then go, okay, what actually, looking at those communities, what actually happened in those areas? You brought up Chicago. Lived there 6 years. What is it?
You tell us.
No. See, here's the deal, though. This is the.
I'm giving up statistics.
No, you're giving stats.
This is 27 out of 30.
No,
which you like. You like stats and facts.
I'm giving you stats, but
here's nothing about what I said is not a fact. I'll read it to you.
But here's the failure.
As of June 22nd.
Right.
Okay, go to the top. I'll read the entire article for you.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
That's what you're asking me.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
A new report shows that Democrat policies in cities and counties are responsible for rising.
So it's true because they wrote it. Like,
right.
These are the same dudes who are giving out financial advice, but they just read shit. This is why the economy is so fucking toxic. Because these dudes are stupid. They're just not bright. They don't know how to interpret data. This dude sells fucking multi-level marketing insurance. He does not understand anything about what this entitles. Howdy, Paul.
And I'm not saying like, all right, so this is obviously a report by the Heritage Foundation, and they're a conservative think tank. Fine, but like you have to pull a couple of sources with under the same topic. Like you can't just be like, oh, the Heritage Foundation is the be-all end-all. What about other surveys? What about stuff done by, like, you know, let's say a liberal think tank or an independent think tank, something like that? Like, these policy papers are written from a certain perspective, and you have to, yeah. And
Tim, that would be wrong.
A 19-page report called "The Blue City Murder Problem" doesn't sound biased at all.
It's not. Don't say it is, because it's not.
And he's, by the way, this is only like the synopsis of the report, right? This is not like the actual report.
He has seen zero data yet. He hasn't seen one Excel spreadsheet, one graph. He has no numbers. He's just like, look, it says it's worse.
Him saying that Roland is a data guy, and then giving him like the title of the report, the synopsis of the report is like, there's your data right there.
It says 27 out of 30. How's that for data?
How's that for data? I'd be, as a data guy myself, I'd be like, where's the actual data? Like, that's just the title.
Who told you that? So a blue city is a city with a blue mayor? Is that what it means? What about the percentage of people on the alderman or the council or whatever? Like, what about that part? No.
When you scroll to the top of the page, the picture is a black woman. So I'm just saying, like, they're like.
And then look, this is funny. I just caught this little propaganda here on the far side. It's like, those on the left know that there's out there. Yeah. It says, the report says, pictured Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, a Democrat, speaks during a ceremonial groundbreaking, at the Obama Presidential Center on September 28th.
They even go after Lori Lightfoot, huh?
I was like how they absolutely made sure that everybody knew that she was a Democrat and made sure that she was at the Obama Presidential Center.
We were talking about dog whistles earlier, right?
What? No.
That's a dog whistle.
No. Why would you say that? They wanted people to know where the picture was from because they always do that.
Yeah, always.
They always tell people what room somebody's in when they're giving a speech from a picture.
And rates in their otherwise red states.
What are the policies?
The Heritage Foundation today. Whatever the policies are is Democratic policies.
No. What are the policies?
Whatever the policies are, I don't need to know the policies.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not. I don't need to. I don't.
No, I do not.
Why doesn't he? Is my question. Like, you're like, whatever the policies are, they're not working, and he's like, okay, but what are the policies? I don't know. I don't care. They're just like. What kind of conversation is that to have with someone?
And then the fact that he brought it up to a black man and say, look, black woman right there on the top of the thing. Explain this. 27 out of 30. You're a stats guy. Explain it.
Yeah, like what kind of conversation is that? What are the policies? I don't care. Whatever.
I don't know. I think I got you, though.
Right. It's very funny how he thinks he has him.
Right. I got him right where I need him.
Gotcha.
Oh, and Billy, it's probably just profanity. You can, I'll leave it up to you.
Don't need to know the policies. All I need to know is if you.
So you're saying Democratic policies, but what other policies?
But wait a minute. If I give you and I vote for you, and you're supposed to take care of me, why are 27 out of top 30 cities in American crime ran by Democrats? Why?
First, I will tell you. First of all, it's where African Americans are living. So let's bring up Chicago in particular. What you have had in Chicago is you've had some of the greatest racial segregation, not in 20 years, not in 30 years, but literally in 100 plus years.
Led by Democrats.
No. Here's the deal, though. Okay, I will show you how Mississippi has the largest percentage of black people in America. Run by Republicans, broke as hell. Explain that. Explain me the high.
Damn. Yeah, what was it? We said Mississippi. Mississippi's usually the worst at everything.
Nah, man, it's totally great. It's the reddest state possible. They are like 49th or 50th in like education and economic growth and all that stuff. Like Mississippi
is not a great state to live in. They have one of the lowest median household incomes. Like, and it's been run by Republicans since they called themselves Democrats.
Did you hear about that contraception bill?
Yes. Mississippi also has some wild stuff going on.
Yo, Mississippi is hilarious sometimes. Okay, here we go. No. I don't care about the damn footballs. Oh, here we go. Damn, their GDP is 146 billion. That's it. Okay, here we go. They are 50th in healthcare. They are 48th in infrastructure. They are 45th in fiscal responsibility. They are 50th in economy.
Like, Mississippi's not the state. Their median household income is $35,000. That's almost half the national average.
That's fair, I guess.
And what's their population?
I think it was 3 million. Yeah, about 3 million.
What's the population of Chicago?
12 million.
So would you say Chicago, the city of Chicago, with its people, is run better than the state of Mississippi?
Yes. Yes, we are better than 35th in education, 50th in healthcare, 48th in infrastructure. So this is the and I'm glad that it showed it this way. So when they bitch about California or Arkansas or Mississippi or Alabama, Georgia, they complain about all of these big blue states. Look at what they're bringing in. Nothing. They are poor. Let me see what California is.
I'm about to check Connecticut. So Connecticut is, let's see, infrastructure we're 28th, healthcare we're number 3, education we're number 8, economy 17, crime we're number 6. We're like not the 6th worst state, the 6th best state. Natural environment 21, fiscal responsibility we're last with fiscal responsibility. We have a huge debt problem, but that's the only thing we're really terrible at. Our median household income is $50,000. Our college-educated population is 50% of all adults. Like,
wait, what was the last one?
Connecticut's not too good, or not too bad, and we have 3.6 million people. So more people than Mississippi, less space.
I think they wrote that. I think they wrote their thing down wrong. The GDP for Mississippi is 146 billion, but then it's less in Illinois. Oh, it's a trillion. Okay, I tripped up. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Connecticut's GDP is 340 billion.
Yeah, ours is 1.08 trillion for Illinois. So 10 of them. Yeah, our fiscal stability is 50. Because these goddamn what's it called?
we live in the 2 worst states for fiscal stability.
God, dude, it's because everyone with these goddamn contracts, dude. These pensioners really you guys pensioners are different over here than the people over across the pond, but these dudes literally hustled the entire Illinois state government to get 6-figure payouts for the next 40 years of their life. And I think it goes to their next of kin too. Like I think it goes to the wife. Like they got a crazy deal.
Connecticut's problem is we decided not to fund the pension system for a long time, and it really caught up to us.
Mississippi has a higher murder rate than Chicago. No. Chicago is everyone's dead in Chicago.
There aren't any people in Chicago anymore. That's how many murders.
It's just guns shooting each other at this point. But the HBCU bands are yeah, dude. Man, I really wish I could have fulfilled my college dream of going to an HBCU and then coming back to St. Louis and starting up my own and then getting a job at one of the schools I used to go to. That was the Disney version of what would have happened. That was what was that? What was that Jamie Foxx movie that just came out? The Disney one. Fuck. He played piano.
Yeah.
Soul.
So okay, yeah, I
thought
see
that
that one.
I thought that was gonna be me. Just have a bunch of little snot nosed kids not knowing how to fucking put their instruments together and Mr. Fairman, my reed is cracked. It's like, yeah, because that's the same one from the beginning of the year. We're gonna have to change that. Like just that kind of annoying shit didn't happen. Didn't happen.
What's Mississippi overall? At the top of the page it says what the state is overall.
Ooh, I'm 38.
Yeah, Connecticut is
They're
20.
40. They're 48.
Damn. All right. Man, so much for those Democrat-controlled cities, I guess. I don't know.
Why are you changing the subject?
I don't care what the policies are.
I don't care.
The highest. Tell me when you have. No, hold on. Wait.
Don't spin.
No,
and
I'm not
change.
spinning.
No, don't
no,
change.
No. What I'm
Let's
showing
stay
you.
on topic.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Let's stay on topic.
We're
the
on
topic
topic.
is crime 27 out of 30, not economic. Economic is a different story.
No, it's not.
But I agree with you that we need to get the financial situation.
No. And you're making the
you
mistake.
You went to Mississippi. No, you're making the mistake.
No. Here's the mistake you're making.
27 out of 30.
Here's the mistake you're making. When you say crime.
Oh, ICE didn't clear the city. No. Everyone's fine right now.
I just obliterated a black conservative in my show on this whole issue. When you say crime, you have to then say, okay, what creates crime? No, what creates crime? What creates crime?
When people are not doing well financially.
What else?
Your surrounding environment, who you're around.
No, what else?
Pick up habits.
What else?
Bad policies.
No. What else? See, you're jumping to policies.
But it is bad policies. Wait a minute.
No.
If I lead a company,
no.
Roland, don't try to spin this. Don't switch.
Yeah.
Don't
try
switch.
to spin this.
Don't change gears and talk about something different. But when I do it, it's okay.
Underpinning. Hold on, wait.
If I run a company and I'm the CEO of the company, if the company improves or doesn't improve is based on my policies. I'm the head running the company, the department. If it doesn't improve, it's because of me.
So let me.
What else would it be?
So let me lay it out to you again.
Go for it.
When you talk about what is the underpinning of crime, John Hope Bryant, founder of Operation Hope, this is what he said. He said, "Show me a community where you've seen a riot with a credit score of 700 or higher." The reality is, when you talk about crime in this country, you're talking about economics, you're talking about education,
hey, Scott.
You're talking about housing, you're talking about health. Mm-hmm. Show me areas where you do not have high crime.
Oh, it's top of the hour. I forgot. Tim, say hello to the people while I pull up my blurb.
Hello to the people out there in Binland. Welcome to the show.
This Bin Podcast Network production is brought to you by our patrons, whose continued support keeps the lights on. So thank you, Ollie, Dutch, Leclerc, Vert, and as always, tons of mice. We love you.
Mikey.
From Universal Studios Hollywood.
Here's what you got to do.
Yes.
You gotta record that first bit without the Patreon backers, and then just modulate it so it's like the deepest radio voice you can do.
I mean, maybe I can get down into the lower register. All right, I'll give it again at the top of the hour.
That are willing to buck the establishment.
I forgot to bleep that. I meant to hit this one anyway.
Oh, girl, baby, girl. Oh.
Oh, girl, baby, girl.
I'm going to show you areas that don't have the same, aren't as compacted. That's first. What you have is, when you talk about crime in places, you then look at what are the numbers of people there, what are the pockets there, what are those communities, and how did those communities, how were they created literally not over 20, 30 years, but literally over 50, 75, 100 years. Now, that was Jim Crow.
How many years does it take to change?
What are you talking about?
How many years does it take to create change?
How
long does it take to create change?
These are questions for someone who does not understand or has ever read anything about American history.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, they just completely zoned out on math class, completely zoned out on history class, and then they just took a job with their dad, and then, you know what I mean? Like and then they've just like lived their life this way. Like, they just don't remember the obvious shit that happened before today. They wrote it all down. You can read it. I don't understand. Like, when you have a smart a supercomputer in your pocket 24/7, not understanding the history of your own country is kind of inexcusable. Maybe scroll less and just like watch a documentary or two, for fuck's sake.
First of all, you're talking to us about a black in America.
Hello.
When you have had, okay, walk through 243 years of slavery, 92 years of Jim Crow, and then you get to 1970 when you are technically fully free, you can't act like all of that before did not impact. The issues that you're having now have to do with not Democratic or Republican policies. It has to do with literally white supremacy and Jim Crow in America. We are still, to act as if we are still not dealing with that. How did housing discrimination take place in this country? Do you know who created it? The realtors. They apologize for it.
Why are you going away from the question?
No, because here's the deal, though. You don't.
He can't understand that there's multiple things going on at the same time. It's like, no, but I want to know why 27 out of 30.
He's telling you why 27 out of 30.
He can't understand complicated concepts. He can't put it together. Look at his little Rubik's Cube brain scrambling over there. Flip it. Every time Roland says something, I can just hear the click, 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 click. He's trying to figure it out.
Don't want to deal with what creates crime areas.
You got to realize this. Listen,
I'm dealing with the real truth.
He might be Syrian. I can't remember where he's from, but he's an immigrant. He's an immigrant. Like, he wasn't like, I think he's first generation, but they were wealthy wherever they were and then just came over here. So he's never been poor before, this guy. He's not some rags to riches story.
How they create it. What you're dealing with is, there are Democratic areas. What I'm dealing with is how do you
Yeah, so he's a good immigrant. Oh, dude, he was the one I was telling y'all about who had that fucking clip. He's like, the right wingers are just so there's like a racist undertone over here. There's like some white nationalists over here. And then all the other Republicans are like, nah, man, it's cool. You'll be all right. He's like, no, but there's like, seriously. Like, yeah, seriously.
Deal with the historical reality of neighborhoods that simply can't be just, we elected one person and they're just going to change it.
Roland,
doesn't work that way.
Roland, I'm Middle Eastern, okay? I was born in Iran, 10 years.
Iran, there you go.
My mother's a communist. My dad's an imperialist. We escape, we go to Germany. I lived at a refugee camp for 2 years, okay, with people who are...
Wait, the Iranian Empire?
What kind of imperialism does he subscribe to? I would love to know that.
Yugoslavian, Czech, Albanian at the time, and they're all leaving for a reason. I come to the States, okay? I'm a welfare baby. I'm a food stamp baby.
Okay.
Just letting you know my parents. Parents are divorced twice in 20 years. I'm going to Glendale High School.
Poor
I have
guy.
a lunch ticket. I would sell because I don't have any money. I'm 6'1", 130 pounds. That should tell you the fact that we don't come from a lot of money. One day, I'm in the school, and my teacher starts talking about politics. Up until that point, when I think about politics,
my random teacher, I don't remember which subject because, again, I wasn't paying attention. But a random teacher just starts talking politics. I'm enraptured by this story thus far.
Perhaps he was in an American government class.
And then they started talking about politics.
All I think about is divorce. Because I think about my mom and dad arguing all the time. I don't have a lot of pain linked to politics at the time. And
you were sad your parents got divorced? Dude, everybody gets over that shit in like 3 fucking birthdays. Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
The teachers.
Yeah, after a while, you realize you get 2 Christmases.
Hello, it's a fucking boondog. What are you talking? the sunny days are here again.
How about this one? When my wife and I got married, we got 2 engagement parties.
Oh no, who wants to buy my love this month?
She's going to be a Democrat because she's presenting how rich people are this rich. I'm like, okay, great, rich people are bad. So I come home.
I obviously
13-1. That's the number. That's
dude. I had a whole lot of damn Republican teachers in my life.
Well, I like stats, and the stats are 13-1 is Democrats to Republican. You know the stats. So I come home and I say, Mom, are we Republican?
Oh, because they're in a union and they want to support the party that's pro-union.
Yeah, right. You know. I don't think that 13-to-1 stat is true. I've had a lot of teachers who were like very conservative.
All of the old white dudes I've had, except for maybe one, and he wasn't that old. He was probably like in his 40s. But yeah, you could tell. You could tell.
You could tell.
Yeah.
Republicans or Democrats? And she said, we're Democrats. I said, tell me why. She said,
tell me why he ain't.
Because the Democrats are for the poor, Republicans are for the rich. So
That'd be a good clip.
Says. You know what I told her?
No.
I said, when I grow up, I want to be a Republican. Not because I want to be a Republican. I don't know what the policies are.
So first of all, who's actually for the rich and the poor?
I don't think he ever knows.
Who?
Who is for the rich and the poor?
She said it. She said Republicans for the rich, Democrats are for the poor. Is that you say you love? Is it true or not?
First of all,
is it true or not?
Whether that's true, statistically, more rich people are on the Democratic side today than the Republican
side. No. You say who are for, not who's rich, but who are they for? The policy.
But Roland, this is you. You're smart.
No, your mom said it.
I understand, but
he said, "Hey, can we talk about the sentence you just said?" It's like, Roland, you're smart, man.
Roland, don't worry about what I just said. It doesn't matter.
Roland, you're a smart. Hey, you're a smart guy. You're very well spoken and eloquent.
I don't care about the policies.
No. I'm not. But no. You say who are for, not who's rich, but who are they for? The policies.
But Roland, this is you. You're smart.
No, your mom said it.
I understand, but you're a smart guy.
He said your mama.
Bro, listen. When I watch you, you're not a dummy. You're very smart. Okay. So sometimes John Maxwell says something very.
Why would you say that to him? See, people just get away with a little slick shit. That's why I don't get invited a lot of places. I don't take that. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Don't make me come across his desk, motherfucker.
Very important that I completely held to myself. And every time I break this, I don't like it. He said the moment you learn sales and you learn persuasion, okay? The moment you learn the ability how to persuade, you, me, we learn how to persuade. He says, be very careful to not go one step above that, which is to manipulate just to win all arguments, because you can. You can win any argument if you want to. You can play devil's advocate and flip the argument, play the Republican side, and you make one hell of an argument to beat a Democrat, because you can do that. You have the ability, I have the ability as well. I don't want to do that.
It's called reading so that you know what the argument is about. It's not manipulating both sides. And it's called reading and research, learning. Maybe.
What I'm asking you right now is the following. Results. Today.
Yes.
Hi, Ollie. Oh, here you go, Ollie. Oh, wait, where is it? Oh, wait, lost it. Found it.
I know nothing. Nothing.
27 out of 30 cities.
Yes.
That are ran by Democrats are the highest crime in America. That's stats.
What states are those in? What are those states?
The states are different than the community.
New York, Chicago,
no,
LA.
But that's not the thing. The state is the community. The city is where.
What are you talking about?
The state is the community.
The state is the community.
Not the city. Not the city, the state.
City you're in is what you can touch. Every year you come up and you say, re-elect me.
Bro is the Rubik's Cube is a blur at this point. It is a blur. You can't even see the colors no more.
You can see the look in Roland's. He's like, what is this guy talking about? There you go. He's like, what the fuck?
What is wrong with him? Fuck wrong with him?
City you're in is what you can touch. Every year you come up and you say, re-elect me. I can help.
The state. Listen, I am born and raised in Texas. Houston, Clinton Park. To act as if what? No.
Oh, so then what you're saying is let's stop voting for mayors. They're a waste of time.
No, see,
because they can't do anything.
First of all,
what? Don't vote for mayors. It's a waste of time. What is wrong with his brain?
It's quite the opposite. Not enough people vote for mayors, and that's why you get mayors who are not good.
That's how you get Dalton mayors. People take their eye off the ball.
I didn't say that. Let me finish my thought. I am born and raised in Houston, Texas. Grew up in Clinton Park neighborhood. To act as if what happens in Austin does not have an impact on Houston is crazy.
You're making excuses now.
No, I'm not.
You're making excuses.
Okay, here's the deal.
couldn't go on the show, man. I couldn't do it. I would have to just leave. I'm like, this guy's not serious. He can't be serious.
He's gaslighting him now. He's just like,
look, I know that you know how to manipulate everybody, but let me try to manipulate you. Let me in so I can manipulate you. just listen to my dumbass sentences so I can manipulate you.
On Houston, it's crazy.
You're making excuses now.
No, I'm not.
You're making excuses.
Okay, here's the deal, though. Here's the deal, though. See, it's real easy to say it's excuses when I'm stating facts. And the point I'm stating is...
That's not a fact. That's just an opinion.
No, it's a fact. The state of Texas significantly has an impact economically, educationally on what happens in Houston. That's a fact.
Yeah, but...
And somebody...
Does he think the governor doesn't do anything?
I mean, why even have governors if they don't do anything?
It's a waste of time. Just pay the president. I don't know what I'm supposed to. What am I learning from you, sir?
As somebody who, as a kid, traveled with my mom to rallies and events with the Metropolitan Organization at the state capitol, I understand.
Did you grow up rich?
Who?
Did you grow up rich?
No, my parents didn't even go to college.
How are you rich then?
What do you mean how?
How are you rich?
Here's how.
How are you rich?
No, here's how.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, the neighborhood that I grew up in it was one of the first master plan communities by HUD. What you had in my neighborhood was you had folks, first of all, I had mom and dad, one, who also
married
also hell yeah, they're still married, 56 years, who absolutely believed in education. Now, what I recognize is, so for me, in my household, what my parents emphasized, never went to college. Then my brother went to Texas A&M. I went to Texas A&M. My sister went to Texas A&M.
What's your thoughts on Texas A&M? Do you hate them? Are you a college sports person? Are they?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares?
What are they? The Longhorns? Are they the Hook'em people?
They're the
Aggies.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't know what their thing is.
College football is pointless. How about that?
Pay the kids.
Pay those kids. Pay all the NCAA. The NCAA students, because you're stealing their identities to make your video games.
Yep. Well, now they can use AI.
And
That's
so
true.
That was our house. What I recognize is that somebody who is next door or across the street or around the corner did not have the situation that I had. Now, I totally get that. What I don't do is be arrogant enough to say, well, I did this. Why can't you? Because I understand that not everyone has.
Hold on, that's soundboard material right there. I heard it.
Yeah.
Is be arrogant enough to say, well, I did this. Why can't you? Because I understand that not everyone has the exact same setup, the same situation. What I'm talking about, and this is again.
But why not give that story?
Why ask such a long ass question that you haven't thought about when he's in the middle of his fucking sentence? I hate that shit. Dude, if you got something to say quick, cool, let me hit it real quick. But damn, dude, you gonna sit over here and just like grab the blunt and just start licking it all up, wetting it with your lips, fucking taking forever, telling stories and shit? Get the fuck out of here.
You have inspiration to say you can get out of it.
First of all, you say, why not? I'm sorry. Yeah, you clearly have never watched my show when what I talk about consistently are these very issues. I don't sit here and go do doom and gloom. First of all, every single Tuesday on my show, I feature actual black-owned businesses. Every single Wednesday, I feature African-Americans who have tech companies. I love that. Every Friday, I actually feature something called Education Matters, folks who are in the education space, school choice. I got HBCU Connect. So I do all of that. But one second.
But you know why I said that? Let me tell you why I said that. Because you said, I'm not the one that says, look at me, I got out, so can you. That's what you said.
No. Here's why I say that.
Look, I cut off all of your stuff because I already guessed what I thought you were going to say. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with my guess. Is that right? No, it wasn't right.
Because it is arrogant when, as an individual, I'm assuming everyone else's situation is the same. That's first. Two, it's also arrogant to then not actually study and look at how from a macro level. See, you're describing a micro level. you can always have that singular individual or this person or that person or this family. That's micro. What I'm talking about is macro issues. And what I'm saying is when I look at
the tree says PB does his best to derail the conversation every turn. Yes.
He's constantly moving the goalpost. Constantly.
Rowan kicking the shit out of them balls too. He put a spin on that last one. He's like, oh shit.
Communities, that's not micro, that's macro. Even within the African American community, when you dealt with Jim Crow, you couldn't live anywhere else. You literally could not live anywhere else. Bottom line is, if you were black and had money, and then you were black and broke, you were literally living in the same neighborhood. After Jim Crow ends with integration, what then happened? Those African Americans who were middle class, upper middle class, began to move away. What then began to happen was you had areas where poverty increased even more so.
Why move away, though? Why move away?
Because
if you care about the community, why not stay there and change it?
Well,
damn. He thinks he's got him there.
He doesn't understand that this is 50, 60 years ago. He hasn't put it together yet. He's not bright. He can't keep track of this. He can't keep up. He's talking about the ending of Jim Crow's like, why not stay and make it better? Bitch, it was fine. That's why they left.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to buy any other houses. They were trapped in that area. And then once it was illegal to stop forcing people to live in one area, they lived in more than one area. Well, why not just stay in that one area? Because I want a big house. I have a lot of money, but y'all are racist and wouldn't let me fucking get it. Like, what are you talking about, dumbass? I'm not going to live in a fucking trailer where I have $15 million in the bank. No, I'm going to move the fuck out. Shit.
Wait, though. Why move away?
Because
if you care about the community, why not stay there and change it?
Well, first of all, does anybody else move?
What do you mean?
Who the hell else don't move? How do you think suburbs were created?
But wait a minute.
What do you mean? How do you think white flight was created? So everybody else we can't move?
But if you act like you care about the community as much as you do, stay there.
But hold on. No, but I'll answer your question. Do you know why? Because when African Americans were living in black neighborhoods, they also had economically depressed housing values. And the reality is they were not able to
change it. Help change it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
I'll give you an idea. Are you familiar with Palmdale?
Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
He was about to leave.
He said, hold up.
He was like, I'm done with this guy.
I am.
Okay,
I'll give you an idea. Are you familiar with Palmdale?
I'm going to need you to be drug tested.
I need that on a clip.
Okay,
I'll give you an idea. Are you familiar with Palmdale?
I'm going to need you to be drug tested. Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you even know today? We've done the stories in Florida when.
Yeah, he moved from Iran. Like, what the fuck, dude? Go back and make it better.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. No one should ever leave their birth city. Fine. What the fuck?
Somebody's black selling their house, the appraisers will come in and literally give them a value $100,000 to $300,000 less because they're black. You know that that's actually happened, right?
You'll take one story and say that.
Oh my God!
He literally pulled one article from the Heritage Foundation.
You have one story. Give me more than one source.
On how many occasions has that happened?
Are you serious?
Do you think a message like
okay? Why don't you go ahead and Google? Why don't you go ahead and Google?
How many times has that happened?
I believe it's happened.
How many times has that happened?
The New York Times literally just did a story talking about the systemic racism that exists within housing appraisals. This is a fundamental problem. I'm trying to see you're living in a different reality.
What progress are you making by saying that?
What progress?
So what you're doing?
What progress are you making by telling me that? Like, why do I have to know?
That kind of stuff happens in my town whenever appraisals come up. The south end of town, which is more heavily minority population, their valuations go up so they can pay more in taxes.
Okay, let's do a quick poll. Wait. Oh.
And I saw the New York Times article that he was referencing, and then they did a video report on it too. They had a realtor come in, and the same house, but pictures of two different families. One was a black family, and one was a white family. And she was trying to sell the house with the pictures of the black family for $100,000 less. Like, how is that not systemic racism?
If only this guy had read the New York Times article. But he gonna learn today.
Or anything. If only he had read anything.
If only he could read. There is a a poll in the chat. Feel free to practice your First Amendment. And Tim lives in Cheesetown, correct?
Trying to end that. Okay. Do you know how inherent? Okay, hold on. You said you're Middle Eastern, right?
You're trying to.
Hold on. You said you're Middle Eastern, right?
I am. Yes.
How would you feel? How would you feel?
Yes.
If you're selling your home, you've got a home that you know,
right?
And you put upgrades in it, and you know your home is worth $500,000.
Yeah.
And somebody comes into your home, and they see your photos,
right?
And they see your family, and then they go back and they go $350,000. You go, what the hell?
So you tell that story.
Wait, one second.
To get people to be convinced that's happening.
It's actually
out of 1,000 appraisals.
Oh my God.
Out of 1,000 appraisals, how many times does that happen? Out of 1,000 appraisals, how many times does that happen?
You want to pull that up?
13%.
You want him to pull that up?
The black population.
Out of 1,000 appraisals, how many times does that happen? Let's just say it happens.
It is a significant.
Let's just say that it happens. I'm not going to look up if it happens, but let's just give you this premise you have here.
He's not yes-anding.
Yeah.
Issue in America.
Oh my God!
And wait one second. And then when the woman takes, a black person should not have to remove their photos from the wall and remove black art and remove black books to have a white appraiser then come in and go, oh, it's actually 550.
So
one second, because I'm gonna show you how it impacts generationally.
Here we go.
So when you follow me here, because this is housing.
Well, he's making me learn stuff. Oh.
I know he's starting to shut down now. He's like, I don't want to listen to this guy.
My brain's getting all itchy inside.
I'm with you.
When you then get that low appraisal, you then cannot sell your house for the higher value, which then means you are not then taking those proceeds and being able to invest, being able to send your kids to school. And what I'm trying to explain to you is there is a world out.
He's like, but I don't want. Look at his face. He's like, but I don't want that to be true.
Being able to send your kids to school. And what I'm trying to explain to you is
I just don't like it when I'm wrong about shit.
I don't like it when people tell me I'm wrong.
Gosh, I hope he doesn't use the keeping the black family together ignorance for we've had.
There's a world out here that for some reason you're like living in Unity world that ain't the real America.
Brother, you have the wrong guy.
And I'm trying to get rid of that stuff.
You have the wrong guy here. I'm
trying to get rid of it.
Okay, good for you.
I
am as well. But you have the wrong guy here. And here's what I mean by that. So when you ask the question, what do you do if they appraise your house $350,000 less? Right? That's your question. Okay. I don't see myself as a victim. I stopped looking at myself as a victim a long time ago. And by the way, being Armenian and Assyrian, you know what a lot of people in the Armenian community...
I thought you said you was from Iran.
Maybe he's Armenian, Syrian, and Iranian. But he's from Iran. Like,
So you-
I
so
suppose you can...
So you just gonna be in everybody country, but you think everybody should just stay where the fuck they at, no matter what the fucking circumstances is. You need to stay where you are and make it better. Motherfucker, you from 13 different heritages in 17 different countries. The fuck? Carmen San Diego ass motherfucker.
What you do? You know what a lot of people in the Armenian community do? They sell victimhood mentality. I'm raised with that, which is the statement of mechka. I know you don't know what the word mechka means. Mechka means, oh, poor Roland, oh, poor PBD. I don't see myself as a victim. And the other part is when you use one story as an example to...
Yeah, the Armenians haven't gone through shit. They're just whining. Yeah, what are they whining about? Those Armenians and the Syrians. What happened in their recent history that he didn't fucking read that would make them like, bad shit's going down.
Divide and get people even angrier because out of 1,000 appraisals, this happened one time. I don't think you're unifying. When
Like, he made up the 1,000 out of 1.
Yeah, he's just making up.
Or 1 out of 1,000. He made that up.
First he was like, how many times out of 1,000 does that happen? And he's like, oh, well, it only happens 1 out of 1,000 times. Well, guess what? Even if it only happened 1 out of 1,000 times.
That's a lot of times.
It's happening to a very specific kind of people.
Dude, you know how many houses are sold? If it's 1 in 1,000, that's a lot of people still.
Yeah.
That's still a couple hundred a year at the tune of $150,000 to $300,000 each. That's a lot of fucking money.
And it's still happening to only one, like, it's still happening to only one kind of people. It's not like it just happens randomly to random people.
It could happen to him. Except for it won't, because America already fixed it, I guess. We're fixed.
Yeah, we fixed it forever.
Why is he using an iPad? He old. That's why. They couldn't give him a computer. He was like, keyboard.
He didn't feel like spending less money on a better PC.
No, wait a minute. What is he going to do on it? He's just over there reading what people are pulling up for him. He's not actually, like, researching. You don't need no damn keyboard. What the fuck am I saying?
No.
He don't need that. He don't need no laptop. iPad is fine, and then the keyboard's got a case. You know, it's fine.
When you say a statement like that, to say, hey, this is what's taking place all the time. But going back to
You're looking it up.
So you left because you wanted better economic situation for yourself.
Listen to what you just said again.
I'm having a hard time listening to what you just said when you're saying
it's so fundamentally flawed, because when you say, oh my God, you see yourself as a victim.
You do.
No.
You're selling it as a victim.
No, I'm not. What I'm selling is a reality. What I'm selling is when this is, again, since I guess you couldn't pull it up. Okay.
Oh,
I told you he was getting it on his phone.
He did pull it up.
He said, I'm keeping my phone for this interview because y'all be lying.
Administration, the Federal Housing and Finance Agency released 47 million appraisal reports to the public for the first time.
47 million.
All right, let's see how many out of 47 million.
Appraisals, which were compiled between 2013 and 2021, present evidence of a persistent, widespread practice in the home appraisal industry to give higher values to homes when the...
Let me rewind it, because I don't know if he heard it. Let me turn it up. Is it up? Oh, it wasn't even up all the way. There we go.
Okay, the Biden administration, the Federal Housing and Finance Agency, released 47 million appraisal reports to the public for the first time. The appraisals, which were compiled between 2013 and 2021, present evidence of a persistent, widespread practice in the home appraisal industry to give higher values to homes when the occupants are white and devalue them if the owners are people of color.
That's such bullshit.
There you go. There you go.
But the government said that. If the government said that.
There you go. You're wrong. Here's the data.
This dude is in the pocket of the real estate fucking lobby. Because only realtors would deny that shit.
Just straight up, like, verbatim.
And he's in the insurance industry, so he would double deny it because insurance companies do that shit. They're not allowed to, but they do.
Evidence of a persistent, widespread practice in the home appraisal industry to give higher values to homes when the occupants are white and devalue them if the owners are people of color.
That's such bullshit. That's such bullshit. You know why?
Hold up.
Let me tell you why that's such bullshit.
They actually took the reports and showed the data, and now you call it bullshit.
Of course I call it bullshit.
So wait a minute. So you asked for the data and the facts.
No.
And now you give your opinion
first of all,
because you don't like the facts.
Bro.
Come on, man.
Do you run a company?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so when you run a...
How do you not know he runs a company?
Also, why is he denying facts? Like, come on.
He's not. You just made that up.
They're like statistics from the government, like,
who actually did a survey with the years of the starting and stopping of the data collection.
Right.
You know, like a study.
Like, despite what most people believe, most government reports don't have, like, they're not partisan. Like the GAO and up until recently the Budget Office, who gave out reports, not partisan.
He having a hard day over there. Poor Patrick.
He is.
Poor
Look
Patrick.
At his brain. Look at his brain working.
That Rubik's Cube is like the hinges are starting to fade. The bearings in there are not doing great.
Of course I call it bullshit.
So you asked for the data and the facts.
No.
And now you give your opinion
first of all,
because you don't like the facts.
Bro.
Come on, man.
Do you run a company?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so when you run a company, how much shit can I find in the OpEx? How much
in the what?
With OpEx. When I go into my balance sheet and I look at my expenses, my monthly expenses, what I'm paying for, rent, employees, benefits, workers' comp, I can give a number and say, we lost $280,000 this year. And it's like, oh, my God, we lost $280,000. And then I open up the balance sheet, and then, boom, I'll see you're moving your face like you don't know what I'm talking about.
First of all,
when I see a data like this, tell me the whole story. To jump to conclusion with something like this without seeing the entire story is ludicrous to make a comment like that.
But he was completely ready to take Heritage Foundation at its headline.
Wow. Because he's like, oh, Roland, you're straw manning like the data over there. Like it's only one data set or whatever. You're not looking at the whole thing. But he's like, 27 out of 30 cities run by Democrats, violent crimes. How'd the moon get there?
We don't know. The tides
you don't know.
The tides come out.
How does a toaster work? You don't know. Bread comes in, toast comes out. Like
it's such a stark, and I mean, we've only been watching this for like, I don't know. I mean, we've been taking a long time to do it, but this has only been about 10 minutes. So in the span of like 3 responses, he has completely flipped. And the thing is, he forgot where his initial starting point was.
Look at Teresa's how do magnets work.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Nobody knows. No one knows. Magic, alchemy, obviously.
But yeah, this
Fairies?
guy he's undermined his own argument. He shifted the goalpost around so many times. I don't think he knows where it is.
He forgot, dude. He's really confused. Like, there's so many holes in the ground. He has no idea where the original hole was to put the fucking goalpost back in there.
Like, in terms of credibility, the Heritage Foundation is way less credible than like the Bureau of Labor Statistics or whatever, like the housing department. Like, come on, guys.
But this is the same guy that doesn't believe that there's white nationalists in the Republican Party. And then when it showed up in his face and they went after, when they went after Vivek on Christmas or the day after Christmas or whatever, when they lit his ass up on Twitter, he was like, oh my God, where did all these white nationalists come from in the Republican Party? It's like, dude.
The same thing happened. The same thing happened to Elon when he was like, "Yeah, no, we still need the high value labor visas. Like, we can't stop all immigration." And then they were like, "You African," and he was like, "Whoa, where'd that come from?
Get Haji and the African out of here!" They turned on your ass real quick.
He's like, "Guys, we should be nice on Twitter.
Can we just call it a day, guys? It's Christmas." You don't celebrate Christmas where you're from. Look at the trees. I love it. Sprinting through rake fields. Yes. Just sprinting.
First of all,
when I see a data like this, tell me the whole story. To jump to conclusion with something like this without seeing the entire story is ludicrous to make a comment like that. But
analyzing the millions of appraisals by using census tracts as a proxy for neighborhoods and comparing communities with nearly identical housing stock, 2 researchers found that the results showed a clear correlation. The higher the proportion of white residents in each community, the higher the appraised value of individual homes. They compared
pause that for a
similar.
minute. So clear correlation means that there's statistical significance. Like, it's not just random data. They did a linear regression and they found that there was a correlation between housing and discrimination. Like, that's literally what they found.
Well, that's bullshit, as he said.
Yeah, no. Damn. Oh man, statistics. That's so. Like, they did means testing. Like, they did the
Can we pull it up?
grand data. I don't. Maybe.
Who do you say? I don't know. Oh, if it's New York Times, it's behind a paywall. Yeah. I'm not giving them, after their fucking horrible fucking Gaza coverage. The bin is not giving them any more fucking money.
I'll see if I can find the original report.
Okay.
Higher the appraised value of individual homes. They compared similar data. See, again, you want to reject the facts. And what I'm trying to explain to you is I
am refusing to constantly have people give data without me having access to the entire thing for their own benefit to divide
So what you're saying?
So he can't Google right now. He got that whole ass fucking tablet, fucking iPad right in front of him. Like, hey, I don't like people keeping data from me. Does he? Does he not know how to get out of airplane mode? Like, what's the deal, dude? You can look up shit. Look it up. Roland just pulled out his fucking phone, bro, and looked it up. Just look it up. It's the problem. Oh yeah, let me look at the chat. Hi, chat. Oh God, I can hear myself. No,
you don't want to hear yourself. No, it's terrible.
If I hear my own voice, I'll turn into a ghost.
Here you go. In order for you need.
Can I have that link?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Hood.
That's
where they dropped Ben Carson off at. You know, the brain surgeon.
It's got there's a brief report, and then there's links below to like the flow chart and the investigation. Yeah. Listen, when it comes to research, the U.S. government doesn't mess around. Or up until January 20th, 2025, they didn't mess around. Yeah, because I would say even in Trump's first term, he didn't really care much about controlling the data. But
well, the Constitution's off of the government website, so if that's not a sign of the times, don't know where else. So it says here, Washington. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development announced today that it has charged multiple entities with housing discrimination for issuing a biased appraisal and then denying a refinance loan application in Denver, Colorado. HUD's charge against the appraiser. Oh, is this one person's?
It's one company.
Oh, okay. So it's one. Oh, Rocket Mortgage is one.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find another report.
I was going to say, where's the rest of it? Oh, here's the charge. Here we go. Damn, zoom in, man. I can't even see. Shit. There's no goddamn hawk sitting up back here. Complainant, who is black, alleges the respondents Maverick appraiser group solidified blah 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 discriminated against her on the basis of her race and color in violation of the Fair Housing Act. Specifically, blank alleges that Mr. M undervalued her property when he appraised it because she is black, and that Maverick appraiser group solidified Rocket Mortgage bear responsibility for the discriminatory appraisal for bringing it about and giving it effect in violation of subsection 8004 or 88. I cannot read today. 804B and section 805 of the Act. She also alleges that Rocket Mortgage violated section 818 of the Act by terminating her refinance loan application after insisting she could only proceed with it based on the appraised value that she was alleged in. So when people were trying to refinance their houses, so a lot of people, like after the bubble dropped and then like the housing market went, you know, insane, some people didn't lose their house, but the interest rates changed dramatically. So a lot of people smartly refinance their homes to get a better fucking rate. But you have to get an appraisal done of the house before you can refinance. People tried to refinance. Oh, go ahead.
I threw another link in the chat.
Okay. So when people tried to go ahead and refinance, their house is worth way less than what they than what it was before. So it's like, hold on, dog. How am I supposed to here we go. This is what we likes.
Yeah, this is from the Brookings Institute. Obviously, people consider the Brookings Institute a liberal think tank, but they have the data.
It says homeownership while black, the devaluation of assets in black neighborhoods. In U.S. metropolitan areas, 10% of the neighborhoods are majority black. 50% less homes in majority black neighborhoods are undervalued compared to homes in neighborhoods with no black residents. Majority black neighborhoods at a glance, 37% of the U.S. black population lives in these communities. $609 billion in the owner-occupied housing assets. 10,000 public schools, 3 million businesses. a difference in income and neighborhood quality do not fully explain the devaluation of homes in majority black neighborhoods. $48,000 is the average loss in home market value, accounting for $156 billion in cumulative losses.
So, Mikey, citation for the New York Times article that Roland was referencing. This is the report they were referencing.
See, how hard was that, guys? Tim found the original thing from the New York Times. Crazy, right? Crazy what we can do with technology. It's called looking it up. They're talking about a report that you can just go get the report. Homeboy could have just went and got the report, but instead he's like, that's bullshit. That's
Worth a
bullshit.
Google.
That's bullshit. Black people who grow up in these communities have less upward mobility. You don't say. It's hard to transition generational wealth from grandparent to child when the first house can't be worth anything. You can't sell that house and put your kids through school or refinance or take out loans against your house. You can't do any of that. So you're stuck.
Access to the 47 million home appraisals.
I'd love to
for
see
yourself.
I would love to see it.
Okay, guess what? It's a federal agency. File a FOIA.
I'd love to see it.
File a FOIA.
But here's file a what?
A FOIA.
Okay, so I'd love to see it. You know,
he didn't know
He
what
doesn't
it
know
was.
FOIA. He has no idea. File what? A FOIA.
A
All right,
what?
whatever.
You didn't know.
why? Here's the part.
Quick update in the chat. Progress Only says that nonprofit organizations have begun suing the Trump administration over the funding freeze.
Oh, good.
He's being sued by so many people.
So I'll say this real quick and then we'll get back to this. Pay attention to everything at the same time. All of this shit, all this blustery stuff, all this stuff that's getting everybody upset is a distraction. We have to watch his other hand. He's a charlatan. You know what I mean? He's doing the magician thing. I get it. And these are loud and these are important things, just like the ICE raids. The ICE raids are a distraction. From what? I can't surmise yet. Maybe it was the AI thing. Maybe we were supposed to care about the ICE raids, so we weren't going to pay attention to the $50 billion that he just dropped into that. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm glad everybody's going to sue the shit out of him, but beware. Like, it's easy for him to just say something that turns into, like, you know, days and weeks of paperwork and actual work for all of us to, like, decipher. While we're doing that, we're not keeping an eye on him.
Here's an addition to that update. NBC News reports that Representative Rich McCormick, or terrible person Rich McCormick, said he's a Republican. Human gargoyle. Republican Congressman Rick McCormick says potential impacts of the White House's federal aid freeze on school lunch programs. He suggests that some children should be working instead of receiving free lunch.
There you go.
He said, get a job at fucking McDonald's, you 8-year-old.
Hey, man don't work, man don't eat. That's the way it goes. Sorry, kids.
Human garbage.
No need to learn history. Just get your ass in this meat packing plant.
Human garbage. Republican Congressman Rich McCormick said kids should get to work.
Oh, Scott has a nice thing here in the chat. It says, in the early 80s, I remember an Asian family trying to buy a house in our neighborhood, and all the neighbors got together to discuss how it was going to drop their house values. It's always been so. And Chris C says, isn't the American economy starting to go downhill since Trump became president? Nah, man, it's going great.
It's gonna be great.
This is
there's
much
no
winning.
eggs in my local supermarket.
So much winning, Tim. I can't take all the winning. The gas is so cheap. The eggs are so cheap. Everything is so cheap.
Hey, gas went down 1 penny since Trump's been president.
Hey, it was worth. Hey, if that's what all the ICE raids were for, it was worth it, right?
It's worth it.
Totally worth. Women's right to choose. Oh, for 1 penny on gas, totally worth it.
My local supermarket has been out of eggs for at least a week. Great.
Because there's a bird flu, and that's why the eggs got expensive last time. But these guys are stupid. I knew about the bird flu because I'm a bird watcher, and then I saw the thing in all my little bird watching groups that we weren't allowed to put out seed a couple of years ago because there was a bird flu going around, and you don't want to attract the birds en masse because they'll get each other sick. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And then the egg prices went up. I was like, oh, I bet some of the chickens got sick. They did. And then also one of the hatcheries burned.
Oh, yeah, that was in Connecticut.
And then
it was a Connecticut hatchery that burned to the ground.
I made a whole joke about taking barbecue sauce over there and trying to pull the victims out, and everybody told me I was so not funny. And then the egg price thing goes up. I was like, I already talked about this. Remember the joke with the barbecue sauce? And everyone was like, nah, man, there wasn't no chickens dead. I was like, they did die.
They did.
They died. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get a billion chickens out of a fucking building.
It happened not too far from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and someone said in the chat, Paul said in the chat, wait until there are no chickens and no eggs. Like, yeah, the price of chicken's going to skyrocket too, because they had to euthanize so many chickens because of the bird flu.
They lost a seal in Cincinnati. A sick bird was flying and died and fell into his thing and then got him sick and then he died. But I think I was telling you got Unboxed Politics crew, dude, the goose apocalypse barely even happened over by me. Usually we get I'm not exaggerating, several thousand geese flying in at the same time. Like it is. Yeah. I've recorded, I think it's on my TikTok. Like it's intense. And it is like in all directions in a wave. And you're like, what the hell?
What is going on outside?
Like with headphones on and everything. I heard the goose wave coming, ran to the driveway, got my phone out and was able to record it. I could hear it coming from that far away. That didn't happen this year. And we did see when day after or on Christmas Day, the lake's frozen over and there was 5 or 6 dead birds on there. And I was like, oh, maybe somebody shot them with a BB gun being stupid or... No, they were sick. All the rest of the birds were far away from them. And I was like, oh shit, it's bird flu. But enjoy your eggs.
How often do you see data being used and we don't know the whole story? Both sides. How often?
Well, first of all, we see data.
Yeah.
But
hey, this is our
so
show.
that dude's actually making a good point. Like data is abused all the time by both sides.
Right.
Trying to make a point. And that was one of the first things we learned in statistical analysis class, is that you can use data to prove whatever point you want by manipulating it. And people on both sides will manipulate data, and it's a grifter mentality trying to prove your point or whatever.
Right.
But Roland is literally pulling up data from HUD, which doesn't give real analysis of data, right? They just put out the data so other people can analyze it.
Right. That's not their job.
The Brookings Institute does have a bit of a liberal bend. However, what they're showing is just the extrapolation of the data from HUD. They're not messing with the data. They're not excluding anything.
Yes, they are, Tim.
You can see their methodology at the end of the paper.
No.
And that's what people never read. And when you look at polling and when you look at data and you look at sources, read the methodology. Find out how they got where they got. Because that'll tell you the story of the data.
Look, Tim, just because you're trying to trick me because you know how to win all the arguments with your shit, you're not going to trick me today.
I just want to say that dude made a brief point.
But it's counter to how he started the conversation.
Oh, it is. It is.
You know what I mean? He's like, look, we're both trying to trick each other with facts, aren't we? It's like, no, dumbass. I'm talking about what actually happened, and you're over here trying to trick everybody. And Christy is right. Tim, that's too much hard work.
Out there. But what I'm saying, I'm looking at data, actual data, and I'm also looking at a reality. And here's what I'm saying to you. And again, this is what you, for some reason, you're not fully accepting. What is the most consistent way Americans have been able to actually build wealth? It has been through housing. That's been historical.
Obviously.
And when you are black in America, this is not an opinion. This is not a perspective. It is a fact. What we have seen is when you have been unable to enter the housing industry, meaning covenants saying you can't sell to black people. Then when you actually buy a home and they've been grossly undervalued, that then limits you from being able to sell your home at a higher value and now take the profits and then create a business and then be able to send your kids to college. And what I'm saying to you is when that has been persistent, when you look at the appraisals, one, when you look at inability where you're buying a house to, all of a sudden now you see a clear way how African Americans have been impacted, not historically, but still in present day. And what I'm saying to you is, whether you are Democrat or Republican, I want that to change, because what I want is
you've had 53 years. The Democrats
when Republicans were president and in charge, they didn't change.
Wait a minute. Democrats have had the black vote for 53 years. What have you done?
You're not even answering the question.
What's that?
On this issue,
he didn't even know he missed.
He wasn't even listening. He was thinking about his retort. He was thinking about his response.
For 53 years, what have you done?
You're not even answering the question.
What's that?
On this issue right here, this issue right here is Democrat, Republican, Independent. It is a systemic American problem.
You still haven't answered my basic question. I asked you about 27 out of 30 cities. You blame the state.
No. I answered the question.
What did you say?
I said to you,
what did you say?
Show me.
What did you say? I would be done. As soon as he said that to me, I would have walked out. I'm like, you're fucking dumb, dude. You're fucking dumb. Like, I'm out of here.
I would have been like, watch the tape. Like,
fucking play it back. Rewind it, dumbass. Like, dude, there's no way.
High crime areas. I am explaining to you how they're high crime areas. And what I'm saying.
None of it has to do with their policies.
What?
High crime cities in America, none of it has to do with Democrats running.
And you can't even name the policy. What policy? Give me 3 Democratic policies.
The point is, you can't name the policy. This is your world.
If I'm in the whoa. Wow. He was like, you name the policies. And the guy was like, that's not the point. I don't care about the policies.
This is bullshit. He was right. This is bullshit. This interview is bullshit. This talk is bullshit. He's bullshit.
Why is he having what I don't get? I've never seen this guy before. Not Roland. He's great. The other guy.
Yeah.
Why is he having like the most baseline argument? Like, he doesn't know any of the details. He's just having a broad strokes argument with someone who I'm sure he knows deals in details.
But this is how his show always runs, and it's been going great up until this guy shows up with all of his facts and links and shit, studies.
Is he using his ignorance as like a defense of like, I don't know the policies. I want you to tell me what they are and why they're bad.
Well, he wants you to start talking so then he can start interrupting and then disrupting the conversation again. Like that's what it is. He hasn't researched any of this. He has no idea.
It doesn't make rhetorical sense. He's not having a rhetorical argument. He's just being willfully ignorant.
Defiantly obstinate. Dumb as
Stupid.
hell. Dumb as hell.
In America, none of it has to do with Democrats running.
And you can't even name the policy. What policy? Give me 3 Democratic policies.
The point is, you can't name the policy. This is your world. If I'm in the business world and you ask me a question,
Pat, ending cash bail, defunding the police, which is in our faces, refusing to prosecute categories of crimes, letting thousands of convicted felons.
This is the sidekick. He said, "Aha! I Googled this time. Aha! Have at thee." How dare you attack Patrick Bet-David with your facts? I shall defend him with some hastily Googled word salad.
If I'm in the business world and you ask me a question,
Pat, ending cash bail, defunding the police, which is in our face.
How does ending cash bail affect everyone economically?
The bail system hurts people economically.
So it helps people. So when they get pulled over by the cops on some bullshit. And they get arrested on some bullshit, they don't have to sit in there until they can find $2,000 to get themselves out of jail for their busted taillight ticket.
Also, I think New York State is the only state to do that so far. So,
Yeah, Progress only has it right. They think ending cash bail means murderers get released. Dude, if you're a murderer, you don't get bail at all. You were remanded to custody until you talk to the judge, and then the judge will decide whether you need to go into deeper custody or whatever. Like, you don't get to just go home after you got charged for murder.
Ending the bail system doesn't end a judge's decision whether to remand you to prison or of your own recognizance. Like, they still get to decide that. They just don't get to charge you exorbitant amount of money.
And if you are a low-level drug offense, like if they found weed in your car, you can't trap the dude there for 4 weeks waiting on a trial because he didn't have the $2,000 to get himself out. That's stupid. And if I'm a business owner, like these guys are talking about, they're all about business. If I'm a business owner and you keep locking up my employees on some dumb shit, and then they just don't show up to work you know what I mean? Like I just might be missing 2 of them at any given time. I'm going to be pissed about that. Stop locking up my people. It's fucking weed, dude. Let him pay his ticket and move on with the day. What are we doing? I got shit to do around here. But this guy's going to totally advocate for all that, I'm sure.
I'm in the business world, and you ask me a question.
Well, Pat, ending cash bail, defunding the police, which is in our faces, refusing to prosecute categories of crimes, letting thousands of convicted felons out on prison release, the prison population.
So that right there, that's the reason for.
Look, and they didn't even Google anything, Tim. This is 1 sentence down from where they were before.
It's hilarious.
They literally just
didn't even look anything up.
Down. Wow.
That's the reason for high crime in the last 20 years?
No, I'm just saying that's the article from, what was that, from New York Times?
You still haven't answered.
No, it's this. Look, it's the same fucking one from Heritage. They just zoomed in to make it look like it was something else. It's the same. They have 1 page. They didn't even open up the studies. I'm not going to Heritage's fucking website. They're gonna have my fucking IP address. Fuck that. But they didn't even look.
No,
I lied. I'm sorry, guys. I lied. I said he was the sidekick who was doing his own Googling. He wasn't. He just zoomed in, cropped, and then pretended it was new. And that was a lie on my part. I apologize forever. Oh wait, I got something for that. Liz Truss.
Sorry, and that I have made mistakes.
No, I'm actually answering. Yeah. And here's the whole deal. First of all, when you talk about the issue of ending cash bail, that's actually only been very recent. 2, ain't no defund the police. The reality is,
just like that goddamn social engineering Green New Deal that's been going around.
I think they defunded police for like a month, and then they're like, oh, we should give them their budgets back.
They all got more money. What are you talking about? They're like, oh, well, we're going to defund you, and we want you to have body cams. And they're like, can't do that. You got to give me more money if you want me to have body cam. They're like, fine.
A major increase in funding of police.
Democrats defund the police 2 years ago for an entire year.
That's a flat-out lie. There were individuals.
You can say that with a
and this is 2 years old, by the way.
Straight look on your face.
I can tell you right now, I have actually talked directly.
So who came up with defund the police?
Your mama.
Who came up with it? Activists did.
Right. And activists were Republicans or Democrats?
They were activists. First of all, they hate both parties. You don't even talk to them.
He ain't lying.
But
I do.
But the Democrats in Congress were repeating it.
No.
AOC
Stop. AOC, who else? You said the Democrats in Congress. How many Democrats in Congress oppose defund the police?
A lot. But I'm saying there were still some in Congress saying it. You're repeating the rhetoric.
You just said some. Hell, I could quote Louis Gohmert and some crazy stuff that he says and go, well, you know what? That's Republicans. The reality is this here. Democrats, Democratic mayors, Democratic governors, and yes, Democratic president have greatly increased funding of police in this country.
Much to my chagrin, because I don't think they should have any money. I think they should use their personal cars, and they should go to jail every time they hurt somebody. That's what I think.
Just driving around in like a Pinto or something, a little light on top.
Slow down. Slow down. You know, I have trouble getting in the third.
Ain't even a question. So you can holler, the Democrats defund the police when it shows. They've actually increased the funding.
Show the video.
They've increased the funding.
You asked for it.
Yeah.
You asked for it. Show the video.
Which video now?
You asked for it?
What video?
This guy's whole vibe is fucking real creepy to me.
He's very hostile as a podcast host / interviewer.
And he's so dumb. Like, this is what I don't understand. I assume he's rich. How do you get this rich being so stupid?
He only knows a lot one thing, and it's pyramid schemes.
Oh, yeah. Pyramid schemes. Maybe we should start that.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/The Bin Podcast.
The cheese cult. It'll be a pyramid scheme from now on.
Yeah.
Well,
or we need a secret society.
Ooh.
Should we? Ooh, let's make up a handshake. Be like. Get some woogity woogities in there, like a rocket power.
The video I just emailed you. I just texted to you.
Okay. Who we got? Don Lemon, Charles Barkley.
Democrats haven't said defund the police at all because they would never
I didn't say that.
No, you said Democrats haven't said it. Activists said that. Your word.
No. You said who created the phrase. I said it was activists that created the phrase.
Who came up with the concept of defunding the police?
Activists did.
And then which credible Democrats said defund the police?
There were some Democrats.
No, not some. These are some heavy-duty ones.
No.
Make it bigger.
No, those aren't some. There are some heavy-duty ones. Like, this guy is just not, he's not there. He's not there.
He's arguing a point that no one else is trying to argue.
Well, he doesn't want to learn anything, so that he has to do this. It's either this or learn, Tim. He ain't learning.
He could just learn.
No. Fuck you. Fuck you.
No.
Make it bigger.
When Democrats control Congress, how many votes they have?
Here you go.
When Democrats control Congress, how many votes do they have?
You like Nancy Pelosi?
When Democrats control Congress, how many votes do they have? How many votes do they have?
What's your point?
The point is this here.
Pause it so we can start from the beginning.
Did 223 Democrats vote to defund the police?
Press
No.
play.
Answer the question. Yes or no?
I want you. You're asking. I'm showing you data because you asked for this.
No.
Thank you, Ton. So if I get 100 bin subscribers and each one of them gets 100 bin subscribers, how much cheese will I get? All the cheese. You'll get tons of cheese.
So much.
You're showing me some Democrat who spoke on.
Look at the prop clipping. 7 minutes of Democrats saying defund the police.
Ooh,
I can go back through this interview and just make a fucking clip reel of them saying defund the police.
Yeah, right.
That's how this works.
Out of context.
No, not some. That's the most credible
mental
ones.
Health issues or policing in schools and all the rest. That perhaps we can shuffle some of that money.
Ugh! Don't zoom in on her.
Around.
Yeah, suck it up. Defunding the police has to happen. We need to.
Shout out Corey Bush. Unfortunately, APAC got her, but she had a good run. She might be back.
The police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
Not only do we need to
No, that's two. No, that's two.
But we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
That's just
so yes, defund your
same
butt.
person.
Defund your
Same person.
Trying to repeat.
Yes, I support the reallocation of resources.
No,
from
that's not
NYPD.
defund.
Yeah, you tried to switch it up. He didn't say defund. He said reallocate, so it don't count.
For the reallocation of resources.
No, that's not defund.
Reallocating money is not funding.
No, because I'm about to check you.
Initiatives and social
It's 2.
services.
They are talking about
5 now.
reducing
No, it's not.
the allocation of
He
resources.
said it's 5 now. Bitch, it's been 4 people on the screen. Corey Bush was on there twice, but your dumb ass is like 5. It's been 4 people up there.
Oh,
Stupid.
man.
Resources to that
You're
department. And I think
defunding them.
every
You're
single
wrong. How's that
citizen
wrong?
in this country ought to be
Because
thinking
you
about the
can't
same
say
thing.
that.
Yes, I support the defund.
3.
That's the keep
gonna
going.
keep
3.
going?
Now, let me explain to you.
How many more you want me to
So
put?
no. So let me explain to you.
That's 5.
No, it's 3.
That's 5.
So
yeah, I mean, the spirit of it.
So pause.
They're just screaming while the video goes. This is kind of my. This is kind of like my kind of like chaos. I kind of enjoy this.
3.
Pause it. By the way, would you?
Okay, hold on, right there. What does reallocate mean?
Would you like me to continue this?
No, it's no.
Don't spin again.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Do you understand? Do you understand that in a significant number of cities,
We'll watch this last uppercut and then we'll cut him loose.
in this country,
All right.
where you have policing who do everything, okay? You have in some cities where the police are handing out parking tickets, where the police are doing duties that had nothing to do with the streets. When you say reallocate, what that says is, okay, why should we have police handing out parking tickets? Why don't we have them doing the major function of fighting crime? Why don't we actually have this unit that handles that? That's called reallocation. When you talk about the issue of mental illness,
you're spinning.
No, I'm not. I'm stating facts. First of all, it makes both of you a question. Have either one of you actually covered City Hall before?
No. Don't.
No. I'm giving you. You want facts? Here's the deal. I actually have been a City Hall reporter. I have actually been in the city meetings. When you talk about,
why don't you just say you were wrong? Why don't
I'm
you
not
just
wrong.
say Democrats were wrong?
Because I'm not wrong. Because you're wrong.
No, but
hold on, Roland.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Oh, yo. I forgot.
Bible. Why would you burn a Bible? I
Oh,
would
wrong
never
one,
burn a
wrong one.
Bible.
Hold on.
Have you ever been wrong? I was like, no. Explain to me reallocation. Hold up, Mr. CEO.
Yeah.
When you're in a company and when you reallocate funds from one unit to the other, are you cutting funding or are you simply adjusting?
Why do you have a hard time just saying they said it? Why do you have a hard time? By the way,
I actually counted three people who said the words defund.
If you allowed it, you would have heard them saying defund the police. Wait a
minute. I literally heard Nancy Pelosi say shuffle. I heard Kamala Harris say reallocate. You go, oh, that's defund. You actually have a reallocation of resources that exist in city government, county government, state government, federal government every single day. But for some reason, you don't want to deal with that. Yeah. Was it spin when I told you that Democratic mayors and governors and the president, they've greatly increased police funding? Why? Hold up. Can you acknowledge that as a fact?
Roland,
hold up. Can you acknowledge it as a fact?
If I sit with
can't
you
do it.
and you can't acknowledge.
Can you acknowledge as a fact?
And you can't acknowledge that your side of the party.
It's not my side.
Supported.
See, that's right there. See, you're yelling your side.
I'm not yelling my side.
You
I'm
said
a registered
your side.
Independent.
Here's the whole deal, though.
Right. This guy's independent.
First of all, in Texas,
So when all these people were on talking about, oh, I'm an independent. No, you're not.
Yeah. No,
you're not.
No, he's not.
No. You're just a Republican who's afraid of the racists. So you say you're independent because you know that they're not going to let you in under their tent. And honestly, you probably would feel uncomfortable underneath their tent. So I would, all the hoods, you know.
I don't have to register as anything.
You still are not going to acknowledge the fact that the defund the police concept was brought up
by
and
activists.
Constantly reaffirmed by some of the most powerful Democrats in America.
The Speaker of the House said
in America,
shuffling of funds. That is not defunding.
If you would have,
the Kamala Harris said reallocation. That is not.
But Ilhan Omar said not only defund, she said dismantle. If she's a member of Congress, how many people are listening to that?
Stop. That's one member of Congress, right?
Oh, but you want to let the whole thing play.
There's a 7-minute video.
You want to let the.
You know, I hate it when they take one example and then like he uses one example to prove what I said was wrong, and then he proves another example of what I said. Like every rule that they try to make for their bullshit debate tactic, they can't hold up their end of it. You know what I mean? Like this is the hollowest, vacuous debating I've ever seen. Like they literally have nothing. Look at them both pointing at the goddamn screen as if that is going to save them. But just look at my distraction over here.
Yeah, it's very disingenuous, or perhaps even disingenuous. It's the worst sort of like school of like argument. It's not there's no like redeeming rhetorical aspect of it. Like if you learned like debate at all, these guys are clowns. They don't know what they're talking about.
Like they're so busy stepping on their own dicks. They're not making any headway here. Like they're not moving forward at all. They are they are thoroughly in their own way, and they can't get out.
And if I were Roland, a few times I would have been like, "See, you proved my point for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it." I have one more surprise.
Whole thing play.
First of all, show me. Here's the deal. Show me 218 who defended that and actually voted for it to happen. Please, you can't. You know why?
Stop.
Because they didn't.
This is where credibility is lost.
What are you talking about?
Credibility is lost if
this is utterly hilarious. I am stating an undeniable fact.
I understand.
Democratic mayors, Democratic governors, Democratic president.
Raising your voice doesn't validate your argument.
Has increased funding. Mayor Lori Lightfoot of Chicago took action.
Now they're like, dude, don't yell.
Yeah,
why are you
don't
yelling?
Yell. That you lose credibility when you yell.
This is bullshit.
Actual COVID funds and shifted $20 million to the police department to deal with the mental issues that they were having. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that reallocation?
Maybe one of the worst mayors in America.
She took COVID money.
Yeah.
Hold up. COVID money and reallocated for that. Oh, but reallocation works when you agree with it.
Roland.
What I'm trying to explain to you is when you say defund, that means cut.
You can
defund means cut.
Do you remember earlier when I said there's a difference between
No, I don't care what you have to say. I
don't care about the policy.
No. Can't believe he said that out loud. Unbelievable. This isn't coming up, but I listened to it last night, and with all this 14th Amendment shit going on, I think it's important for us to close with this. Any closing words, Tim?
Uncle Roro he's pretty good. He's got good stuff.
Have you ever been wrong? I was like, no.
One brief thing. We can't play a clip for it because it's from the Daily Show, but Jon Stewart did a segment on the Daily Show last night where he was talking about, ignoring the noise and sort of focusing in on what Trump is actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the Democrats, we were talking yesterday on Graham's show and our show about what the Democrats' plan is going
at Politics
forward.
Social UK. Go follow, go sub.
Yeah. And Graham asked what the Democrats' plan is, and yesterday they didn't have one, but today they do. They put out a press release saying that they're going to focus on economic issues and ignore all of Trump's nonsense. So at least the Democrats have something of a plan going forward for the next 2 years where they're going to focus on the economy and making sure that people know when Trump fucks up economically and ignore the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America because it's nonsense.
Distraction. Easy distraction.
So they're going to hold Trump's feet to the fire economically and probably policy-wise. And they're going to ignore Trump saying that he wants to own Greenland. And I think that's a good strategy to have going forward, because if you can prove that Trump is bad economically, then you can sort of show them the home issues, like the fact that there's no eggs at my grocery store, or gas prices aren't down from when they were. They're probably going to go up, and inflation is still a problem.
And he's doing literally nothing to do about it, and it's only we still have the same problem.
So that's my 2 cents. Is I think the Democrats are at least starting at the right point, while the news media is freaking out about every single thing that Trump does. Hopefully, the Democrats are focusing on the correct issues.
Chris C in the chat says Tim is right. We need to focus in on what Trump is really doing, not all the noise he is creating. And Scott says, "Yeah, Chris, it's always what's happening behind the shouting." All right. I love you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I leave you with this. See you later.
What we'll have to do is this. Always anchor our external direct action with the power of economic withdrawal. Now, we are poor people. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Never stop and forget that collectively, that means all of us together, collectively we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. Did you ever think about that? After you leave the United States, Soviet Russia, Great Britain, West Germany, France, I can name others, the American Negro collectively is richer than most nations of the world. We have an annual income of more than $30 billion a year, which is more than all of the exports of the United States and more than the national budget of Canada. Did you know that? That's power right there if we know how to prove it.